It is a nice and beautiful fall day, and so let's make a little treat. Today we're making a brown sugar syrup. This is one of my absolute favorites for coffee this time of year, or really any time. It lends well to any season. We are just going to add equal parts water and brown sugar to a pot and allow that to simmer until slightly thickened. Add a dash of vanilla and a pinch of salt, and you have a nice and lovely brown sugar syrup to pour straight into black coffee, which is what I am doing today, or to make a brown sugar latte with some steamed milk and either strongly brewed coffee or even espresso if you have an espresso machine, whichever you prefer. But let's have us a nice cup of coffee with a little extra sweetness and enjoy a nice cozy fall day. I shared recently that we are spending so much time outdoors, especially in the evening once my husband gets home from work, and today is no exception. We are going out into our yard to play soccer. My daughter is very into any sport at all right now. Soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, dance, all of it, and we don't have her in any structured lessons or classes or anything. We've tried it, it doesn't go well, but she loves to just play outside, and so right now that is what we are doing until we can maybe involve her in a few more activities outside of the home. But we are setting up soccer this evening so she and her daddy can enjoy some time playing while Mama cuts some flowers. Now I know for a lot of y'all, maybe the reason you watch my videos is for the recipes, or I've had people say they're calming. I don't know that I fully understand that or will ever believe that. But for me, the reason that I make these videos and why I started making them is for this right here. So that I have memories on video of our little family and my babies as they get older. They have videos of Mama in the kitchen cooking them supper or treats, and instruction on how Mama cooked that special treat that she made them, but mostly for this right here. Remembering that Isla Dawn brings her little cats all around the farm. Jack's little curls and his little smile. That is the reason that I make these. I'm sure y'all don't come to watch my kids carry their animals around the farm or giggle into the camera, but just know that will always be in these videos because I love it so much. Now these are the last of the cut flowers in the garden for the summer season. I am sad to see them go, but also ready for a break. We are hitting several things like this on our farm where we are slowing things down, and while I'm sad for that, I am very, very thankful for the break that we will have over this winter. I can focus on some other projects we have going on. Our farmhouse that we're building is just moving faster right now. We've worked so many things out. It will not be finished. I'm not sure that I could ever say it'll be finished, but we will hopefully be in it somewhat soon, and we can dedicate all of our time to that, as well as some shop work that I am wanting to add on and some other projects that I'm wanting to add on. So I am sad to see the flowers go, but also excited for the break. I am saving seeds. We've saved zinnia seeds, and tonight I am saving sunflower seeds. Sunflowers are so easy to save the seeds. You just let them dry out on their stems, or if you have to cut them early, just lay them out and let them dry out. You do have to watch the birds, but usually they don't get them all. You'll start to notice it, and so you just rake back that top layer and all the seeds are in the center of the sunflower. You want them to dry completely, and that's all that it takes. We added 2 kittens to the farm here, I don't know, a couple months ago. Aladon has staked claim on both of them, but they are so funny. No kittens were harmed in the making of this video, but we sure did get a good laugh. They climb every tree. They can get down on them. They just roam the property, and then they come back to the barn every night or one of the porches to eat. And they're living their best little kitten life. Isla hauls them everywhere, and they are the calmest. They tolerate her so well. Do y'all see that foggy weather we're having? It is crisp and cool and very foggy on this fall day. And so I am going to add some touches in the house to match and give this place a good scrubbing. I antiqued this tablecloth last year, and I actually folded it in half to fit on this little tiny table in our kitchen. We can't fit much of an island in here because we have a corner pantry right at the end of that, but I can fit this little table and cover it with a tablecloth. I had plans to paint this table, but I have yet to do it. So until then, I just put pretty tablecloths on it. In this brown pumpkin, I think it's called tulle, but I could be wrong, tablecloth I found cheap at an antique shop. I'm taking the last of the summer flowers, and I have actually put them in my ironstone pitchers by color, and that was fun. I don't normally do that. Normally I just make big, wild, not fancy arrangements, but decided I would sort them by color this time and have the last of summer and the beginnings of fall in the kitchen. Now I also found this rug. I bought this for Jack Riley. He has a little play area, or he did have a play area, and I bought this rug to go in it, and then the play area did not work out. That boy can move all of my furniture in my living room around. There's not anything in this house he doesn't push around. And so I decided to put it in my kitchen because it says it's machine washable. Once I got to looking at it, it was really long. And so I spread it out here in the kitchen, and it was like it was made for this space. Now, of course, no fall kitchen is complete without stacks of pumpkins and winter squash and apples, so I'm just adding that to my little flower arrangement. And then Aladon picked out some for the dining table. Her and Jack got these little orange pie pumpkins. We'll end up cooking all of these pumpkins. That's usually what I do. I will spread them out around the house and then slowly pluck my least favorite of the time and toss it into the oven or the slow cooker to cook up and add to various dishes or to turn it into pumpkin puree. We have our holiday market for our women's group at church. I always do the pumpkin pie, and so usually I am making puree out of all of my pumpkins from around the house or butternut squash for those pumpkin pies because we sell quite a few. I also do pumpkin rolls. So anyway, we are spreading those out to enjoy them until we start to cook them up. Now, I shared in an antique haul, my first one in quite a while, this picture that I found at a thrift store near me, and here she is. I'm getting her hung up. I will link that thrift haul if you're interested in something like that. Now, this was a last minute project that I decided on, but I had 2 brown floral teacups or little coffee mugs. I use them for coffee, but they're really teacups in my stash that I bought last year. I am working to build up my seasonal dishes. I want a different set of dishes for every season, and I am not one to go buy a complete set. I will go to different antique shops and collect them and have just a Mod Podge of different dishes to use in table settings, for eating off of, or just putting on my plate wall or hanging up like you see here. These are not the most beautiful hooks, but they work for now. These are just some command strips. And I added 2 beautiful brown floral teacups into my little display here in my kitchen. I love how it looks, and I have reached for these multiple times to crack her farm eggs into, or mix up a little flour and water for a soup to help thicken it, or just to make a cup of coffee.
Good job, keep going. You do have muscle.
Yeah. It's kind of tight. Oh, I got the anger of this. Oh, wait, I got anger of this. But, can I take this?
Wait, hang on. What do you have? What do you have? What do you have? No, no. Hey, show Mama what you got. Jackie, show me what you got. You're silly. Hey, Jack, can I see your curls? Yeah.
We are back on the apples, y'all. I went ahead and ordered this suction cup apple peeler. Now, we have several apple peeler core slicers in the family, and I can get my hands on them. I actually have 2 of my in-laws right now, but they are the clamp style, and I cannot get them to clamp well on any of my surfaces at home. So I ordered this little suction cup one, and it actually works quite well. You do have to kind of still hold it, which you have to do with the clamp ones too. So it's not really any different, other than this works better than the clamps, in my opinion. And it sections down and it works the same. I'm going to get through my second batch of the season of apples, and this time freeze them for some apple pie filling and fresh apple filling for some apple crisps. And then I'll do a cinnamon version as well. I saw this on Facebook, believe it or not. Someone shared that instead of canning, they were freezing theirs this year. And I thought, well, that's what I'm doing with everything else. Let's give this a try and see if we like it. Normally, I'm a canner. I love canning. I love that it is shelf stable, so it doesn't require the freezer, because if we lost power or whatever, we'd lose all our food. I love that it's shelf stable, that it could be eaten immediately with no warming or anything, but we are not in the season for that. So normally I'm a canner, but this year we are trying out all of the freezer ways to preserve apples. So I am adding, you could do 1/2 cup to a cup of sugar per bag. This is 8 cups of apples, which is roughly 8 apples. 8 apples or 8 cups of your sliced apples. And then I am adding 1/2 cup to a cup of sugar per gallon size bag. You could do as much as you want. I kind of like the middle ground of 3/4. For the cinnamon apple pie filling, I'm adding 3/4, and I'm doing 1/2 cup of white sugar and 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And then I believe it was a tablespoon of cinnamon per bag. You could do whatever spice mix you want. You essentially could take any apple pie recipe that you like, that is your go-to, add it to a gallon bag and throw it in the freezer. I added cornstarch to 2 of these and flour to the rest, 1/4 cup per bag. As the thickener, you just put it all in there. Now, if you didn't want to put one of the ingredients in there and you wanted to add it when you go to bake it, you could do that, or you could throw it all in here now. So that's what I'm doing, and then I am labeling these. The just plain fresh apple, I just added 1/2 cup of sugar to. You could do more, you could do less, whatever you like, because I like a fresh apple crisp, and also I like to be able to have that to add to cakes and things. And you can still do that even with the sugar, but my thought was for fresh apple spins on some of those apple desserts for fall instead of a cinnamon apple. Now I am having a hankering for some cookies, and so I am falling back on my Old Faithful oatmeal chocolate chip. This is my recipe that I have made for quite a while now. It's my go-to. It is the best, but this time I am adding pumpkin. So we're going to do pumpkin oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. I actually failed at this the first time and remade them. I didn't fail. They just didn't quite have the right texture that I was looking for, and it was because I forgot what I was doing and I added way too much flour. Even though I basically have this recipe memorized, I don't know what I was thinking. So I've made these twice now, and we've eaten every single one. They were good no matter what, but I will put the recipe in the description box below. I will put that recipe in the description box below. I also saw somebody making some pumpkin white chocolate chip cookies, and I thought, hey, I may have to make those next because I am really loving the pumpkin. Now, my husband's not really a pumpkin eater. He doesn't love it in most desserts. He doesn't like that spiced pumpkin flavor, but he did eat these and like them. Now, were they his favorite? Probably not. He's not really a cookie eater either. He is very specific. He just really loves pie. And so usually I'm making pies, but I wanted something quick and something we could just have a little bit of to satisfy that sweet tooth. Now we're going to make some sweet tea. And this is for my husband. We have been buying the y'all sweet tea, and it is actually kind of expensive. So they ran some sales, and so I got several for a cheaper price way back when. And we are using up the last of it. I got the easy peasy lemon squeezy flavor thinking, oh, I will love this, and I do not. But my husband did. Now that's not to say anything bad about y'all sweet tea, because their tea is really good, and they have a Georgia peach that is amazing. But this lemon just wasn't quite my cup of tea, if you will. So I make it for my husband. He loves it, and he gets his whole pitcher to himself. Again, I will put the way that I make sweet tea in the description box. I've been just adding all of the recipes from the videos down there, and if there's something I would do differently, I add that as well. That way you'll have them written down and you don't have to go back and listen to me say every ingredient. I hope you are having a lovely fall, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping by.